What's going on, guys? Hardeep here from Hard's Reviews with my review of the Nokia Lumia 820. First of all, I'd like to thank Nokia for sending me this device to review, so I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, Nokia. So this Lumia model is below the flagship Lumia 920, which has been very successful for Nokia. But this has also been very successful because it packs many of the same features that the flagship Lumia 920 does, but it does it in a smaller, cheaper package, so it appeals to more people in the market. So in this review, I'm going to talk to you about the design, the hardware, the software, Windows 8, the cameras, the price, and then my general verdict of the phone. So let's jump straight in with the design. So the Lumia 920 kept the design that its predecessors had, those being the Lumia 800 and 900. But Nokia has given the Lumia 820 a completely new design for a base model phone. This phone weighs 160 grams and is 9.9mm thin, so it's definitely not the thinnest or lightest phone on the market, but it does have a very solid feel to it. The design consists of a glass panel on the front for the display and the plastic casing that surrounds the back and sides of the phone. This removable casing has got all the cutouts for the ports and buttons, including the micro USB port, speaker, headphone jack, side buttons and camera cutout. And when it is removed, it gives access to the SIM card slot and the microSD card slot. This casing is also what gives the phone its wireless charging feature. So if we take a look around the phone, on the front we find a 4.3-inch AMOLED display, the calling speaker, the VGA camera on the front, the 3 capacitive buttons, back, home and search. Moving to the back of the phone, we find the 8-megapixel camera with the flash. On the side of the phone, we find the volume up and down rocker, sleep and wake button, and the camera button. On the bottom, we find a micro USB port and the main speaker. And lastly, on the top, we find a 3.5mm headphone jack. And if you watch my unboxing, you will see what is inside the phone and you will see the wireless charging panel. So I'll link that video down below so you can go check it out. So this phone is sporting some pretty good specs for a base model phone, and just to show how good these specs are, they are very similar to the Nokia Lumia 920, which is a whole model above it. Inside here we have a 1.5 GHz dual-core Snapdragon S4 processor, 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal storage that is expandable with an SD card up to 64 gigs, that's a micro SD card. We also have a 1650 mAh removable battery, and we also have support for 4G LTE in this phone for super fast data speeds in certain areas of the UK on EE. The screen is 4.3-inch AMOLED display with a pixel density of 217 ppi. And this display features Nokia's clear black technology, which gives you truly deep blacks but very crisp whites at the same time. Moving on to the software, and this phone is obviously running Windows Phone 8, which is the latest generation of the Windows Phone lineup. Previously it was Windows Phone 7, but there have been some good updates coming to Windows Phone 8 to make it an even better operating system. So Nokia and Microsoft are working very hard to push the Windows Phone out into the market. And personally, I believe that it is a great alternative to Android or iOS, because just like iOS works very well and very seamlessly with the Mac due to iCloud and things like that, Nokia Windows Phone 8 works great with Windows 8 on the PC, because with SkyDrive everything is shared between your devices, so you could have a Windows 8 tablet, Windows 8 computer and Windows 8 phone, and they'd all work seamlessly together. But the only problems I have with the software simply come from the fact that it's a very young operating system. Just a couple of examples. One is that you can't turn the phone off while it's charging. So a lot of people like to charge their phone at night so it's ready for when they wake up in the morning, ready for the day. So they just turn their phone off at night, plug it in, charge, full charge in the morning, off they go. But you can't do this on the Nokia Lumias. And it's a bit of a problem because some people just want to plug their phone in, turn it off so they're not disturbed. They don't want to be woken up by their phone bleeping or buzzing during the middle of the night. To get around this with the Nokia Lumias, if you want to charge it while you're asleep and you want to turn it off, you'll have to turn it into airplane mode, turn all notification alerts off, and at the end of the day that can be a bit of a hassle. But this could be solved with a very simple software update. Say, look, now you can charge while the phone is off. Done. That's all it needs, and it's just because it's a young operating system. And another thing, it's just the apps. Again, being a young operating system, developers tend to put Windows Phone on the side and they tend to just concentrate on iOS and Android. Then once they've released them, then they'll work on the Windows Phone. But to me personally, this operating system is so good at the stage it is now that app developers should be concentrating on iOS, Android and Windows Phone all at the same time. The things I do like, however, when an app is actually on the phone, it works very well. It's got that universal design that just simple, elegant, does what you want it to do. It's brilliant. And also the live tiles I think are absolutely brilliant, because I'm not a big fan of widgets, but I do love live tiles because they are personalised to you, and they don't get in the way like widgets do sometimes. But these are so personalised to you that everything you need most of the time is on the live tile. And I do also love just how attractive this operating system is. It's very smooth, silky, swiping up and down is just feels great. So moving on to the cameras, now this phone features a VGA front facing camera and an 8 megapixel camera capable of shooting 1080p on the back. So now I'm going to shut up and just let you look at some pictures and videos that I took. So as you can see, this does take some very good pictures and videos. Now they are not best on the market, but if you don't want to carry around a digital camera to take very high quality pictures, then just carrying this around will be great because it does take great photos when you need it to. So moving on to the price, so to buy this phone on a 2-year contract with EE will cost you nothing for the phone and then £36 a month after that. But to buy it unlocked from Nokia, it will cost you around £380. So with these prices, this phone does fall into the budget category, but for a budget phone you get so much for your money that it's a great price to pay. So now on to my overall verdict of the phone. As I said before, this phone does fall into the budget category, but for a budget phone it's one of the best out there. It has most of the main features of the Lumia 920 and the operating system runs beautifully on it. So you can't really ask for more from a budget phone. But the only problem I do have is the screen. Coming from using a phone with a pixel density of over 300, using this phone with this screen with a 217 pixels per inch density it just doesn't look very good. But around the software and running through apps and stuff, it doesn't look that bad. It's when you get to things like the web and reading emails and stuff like that is when you can really see things like text not looking very sharp and things like that. But this phone screen is still better than some of the screens out there at the moment, and those phones cost sometimes over £100 more. That's when you really see how good this phone really is. So overall I would say if you're bored of iOS and you don't like Android, but you want something a little bit different, but you don't want to spend too much money, but you still want to get a great phone, I would 100% recommend that you take a look at the Lumia 820 because it's one of the best lower model phones out there and you won't be disappointed with how you spent your money. So anyway guys, that is my review of the Nokia Lumia 820. Leave your comments below, letting me know what you think of this phone and let me know what you think of the review. Like this video as it really does help out the channel. Subscribe for more great content, and once again I'd like to thank Nokia for sending me this phone, and I'll see you in the next video.